Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media presents Around the Mound Baseball and Softball Show. I want to thank everybody who has tuned in tonight. And, of course, it all got started off a little rocky. Me and Edwards put together this show and put some graphics up and doing what we need to do on our show prep. Then all of a sudden, I was sending out my links into my meeting room. So I had to hurry back up and send the right links back out to our live show. So I think we're back online and ready to go. But I'm Mark Gregory alongside Edward Hall. Edward, how's it going?
Man, it's going pretty good other than some late nights here, but other than that, got to watch some good softball action over the week. Getting looking forward to getting to get out and cover some baseball action next week.
Talking about late night, we sort of had a late night last night. Got a little cold last night. It was watched some really good softball games, but it sort of felt like football.
Yeah, man, I had to agree with you. Yesterday, it did get a little windy, and that's kind of what made it a little chilly. But there's nothing better than sitting out there and watching some sports with it being a little cold.
Well, there's a couple of Lynn Camp players that was rolling their sleeves up and just I guess they was I'm a Williamsburg player. Let me take that back. That was rolling their sleeves up and they was tough as nails when it came to that weather. And but, Williamsburg got a really good win yesterday against Hart County and Lynn Camp just doing what Lynn Camp's been doing all year. They're like a train that's rolling right now.
Yeah, with watching Hart County play, they're a real solid team, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting the chance to try to cover them again real soon. But that was a good quality win for Williamsburg. If I'm not mistaken, that was the first one on the season for them. So that had to be a confidence builder and letting the program know that they are moving in the correct direction.
Well, let's before we get started, let's give a big thank you to Bryant Family Medicine, our sponsor that that gives us the opportunity to do this stuff, and just a great bunch of people. And I still love these graphs. I can't get enough of this graphic work right here, and I'm not going to blow you up too much, Edward, but you did a really good job on them. But a big thank you to Bryant Family Medicine and. Cannot tell you how many times I've taken my family to them, and they've taken care of me and got my bunch feeling a whole lot more better many times. And it just when you go in there, it feels like home to you, and they do it right. They listen to you and whatever's bothering you, they'll listen to you. They'll tell you. I mean, completely professional. And I've never, and honestly, Edward, I've got a phobia when it comes to doctors and stuff like that. But I've always felt a comfort going to Bryant Family Medicine.
Yeah, I can't really say much. I don't go to doctors for nothing. I live by that old saying, rub a little dirt in it and go on about your business. But that's kind of my mentality about it. But from all the good things I've heard about them, if that'd be a great place to take your family. And I mean, you couldn't ask for a better group of people because they're friendly, they're nice, that they're willing to help and what they do for the community. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah. Before we start bringing on our guest, and it was big news last week and beginning of the week about I cannot say enough about um, Pineville and the situation, the transformation with them and Bobby D and all them down there. I mean, just could you just speak a little bit about that moment you was there, the Robert Daniels' first game, and just the powerful emotions with that.
Well, I was there firsthand. There was a coaching change. Robert Daniels has took over as the coach for the Pineville Lady Lions, but you can't, when you look at coaches. I can't say that there's another coach that gives what Robert Daniels gives, because when you talk about Pineville, this man eats, sleeps, and breathes Pineville. He's all about the student athletes. He's all about giving back to the community of Pineville. I mean, when you think of Pineville, you think of Robert Daniels. That's basically how you think of Pineville. But that win, you could tell that his intensity was there and that he never let up from start to finish. He was pushing his girls, and you could see that his girls was pushing him back. Wanting that win, wanting that moment for them, and when it happened, you just seen the team rejoice in happiness. There's a lot of emotions there. I got the chance to capture an interview with him, and the emotions was still overflowing, and I can't give enough you know thanks to what he's doing up there. And I'll say that the Lady Lions is they'll be moving in the correct direction, and they're in the right hands.
Absolutely. You just gotta love that feller. Even one of these days when I take him to the hole, I'm still gonna love him. Hit him with a couple hook shots and all that stuff. But it's coming, Robbie D. It's coming. It's coming. But but talked about basketball. Uh, cannot say enough about all of our 13th region teams, girls and boys, and the magical runs that the North Laurel Lady Jags made, and of course the magical run that Harlan County made, and one game away. And we sort of witnessed that with Bell County football also. And Everett, if you want to speak a little bit about the magical run that Harlan. You know, I thought going into the championship game, I thought Harlan County was going to win it.
Well, I got to cover Harlan County quite a few times this season, and you know, big pressure moments that team lived for. But when you think of team, you think of Harlan County. They played for each other. They played for their community. They played for their coaches. And I actually had Trent tell me this himself. Earlier in the season that this season was basically for their community and their fan base, because the team as a whole felt like they had let their community and their fan base down going out early in the region tournament last season. So this year they wanted to put on a show for them, and put on a show they did. I mean, they made a magical run all the way to the state championship,
Yeah.
and the guy, I think 2 games prior to that they was down by 18 in the fourth quarter to be able to make what I'm gonna call it a magical run to be able to tie it up, send it to overtime, pull out the win, and to be able to advance to that point. And just what they done. I mean, that's a rare occasion, and you can't say enough good things about what Coach Jones has done up there at Harlan County and what them players did. Trying to give back to that community.
And you just had to be a fan of them for just of course we know what Whitley County did in baseball last year, then how close that Bell County was, and we was at the Bell County game, and after the first quarter we was like Bell County can win this. And again, I've said it 100 times on here. Questionable fumble, and I'm not going to be saying I'm not going to say nothing else other than a questionable fumble that really changed the game. And but we wasn't the only one in the press row that was saying a very questionable fumble, but it changed the game. But they was a Bell County person giving excuses. There's no Harlan County people giving excuses. They're just, they're proud of their team, proud of their accomplishments. And now, we get to watch a lot of them guys, especially Trent Noah. play at this next level, and everybody knows where he's going, and he proved what kind of a player he was this tournament.
I agree with you, and I guess I'm gonna be able to say that he has proved the naysayers wrong. He was Harlan County was just on a mission, and they almost fulfilled their ultimate end goal. But even just to make it to the Sweet 16, that's a major accomplishment because a lot of teams don't see that. Let alone to be able to make it to the state championship game and have to start off with the defending state champs. They didn't have no easy task to get there because we know what the 13th region holds, and then we know about the Warren Centrals, the Campbell counties, and the Lyon counties, and everybody that they had to go through just to be able to make it there.
Absolutely. But let's shift gears now. Let's get back on the baseball, and we're gonna bring on their first guest, a young man, but he's again proven himself over and over again what kind of a player he is. And but let's go ahead and bring him on. Luke Hillard from Barville.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing okay. Thank you for coming on. I guess I could call Sunday night a school night. Are you on spring break now?
It's a school night. We got school in the morning.
Okay, so we won't hold you on too long, but I do want to thank you for coming on. Um, just tell us a little bit. I know it's a young season for you. I believe you are 2-2 at this point. Just tell us a little bit about your season and how it's going this young into it.
Well, we're starting off. We're doing pretty good. Uh, Hitting the ball well. Got to clean up a few mistakes on defense, but overall, we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean it's hard not to look at some of the stuff that you did. One thing that does catch my eye quite a bit. Again, it's a young season, but so far you've got two wins on the mound and you've got a perfect ERA. So it don't look like you're going to allow nobody to score no runs on you.
I'm just trying to win pitches and let my defense do their job.
But tell us, you know, uh, transferring from Clay. Could you speak a little bit about that, or are they a little bit of a homesickness? You miss the guys, or I know that they're always friends off the mound and off the
Yeah,
field, and are you still contacting and talking to them guys?
yeah. I keep in touch. Those are my guys. I miss them every day.
Edward.
So, basically, I am more of a stat person because that's about all I can do at my age anymore. I can't get out there and do nothing. But right now it looks like you're batting at a .417, and just like Mark said, you got a perfect ERA. So I'm gonna have to ask you, right out the gate, what kind of work do you have to put in to be able to perform like that?
It's just a lot of T work. T work helps a lot, and arm action, live pitching helps. You gotta see the same stuff you're gonna see in the game to be able to do that in the game.
And looking at your schedule, I know you all just had the game Saturday. Did it get canceled or
It
y'all
got
rescheduled?
it got canceled.
All right, so I know looks like your next game, if I ain't mistaken, is going to be against Lean Camp in the 13th Region All A Classic. So
Yes, sir.
if you had a chance to look in to everybody that's going to be in that to be that you're going to have to collide with.
Uh, as the way I think of it is just give me an opponent and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do our job. It don't matter who it is.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it, because if you look too far ahead, you miss the opponent in front of you.
Yeah.
But talking about that, I see you do both sides. Which one do you prefer? You prefer striking out people, or you prefer knocking one over the fences?
Knocking one over the fence is fun, but pitching has always been my element.
All right, Mark.
You spoke a little bit about your old team, so let's shift gears and speak about your new team at Barble. Can you tell us a little bit about your new team and your coaches and just maybe the goals for you personally and maybe the goals for your new team?
Hey, I got a great group of guys behind me. Everybody's for each other. We play for each other. We're just out there trying to win and help each other out. And our coaches, we got a great coaching staff. They're always there behind us, helps out, pushing us to do better.
Tell us a little bit about Coach Hillard and what why he has been for you.
He's just a role model. He's a great guy. He's a good coach. A great. Uh, he's really high strung. Keeps us on our toes. But he helps out a lot.
He's just another one of them coaches. I think I'd like on a good fishing trip or something with him. I bet your coach probably likes to go fishing, doesn't he?
You said what?
Does coach like to go fishing? Because I believe I'd like to go fishing with him sometime.
We're not big on fishing.
Oh, okay.
We kind of work on baseball. Yeah.
All about baseball now, but tell us a little bit about what you've been doing. You know, of course, we know what you're doing right now, at Barble, but what helps you prepare for your seasons? Travel ball. Tell us a little bit about what you do with it.
In travel ball, we're just right there having fun. We're getting better, preparing for seasons and for better games, bigger games. Because obviously, playing school ball for your school is a bigger stage. But travel ball, we're just having fun out there, trying to win.
Anybody in particular around the 13th region that you know of that you played with?
Brady Engel, he's my guy. Brady Engel he's a dog in center field. He can hit the cover off the ball.
Um, so why has travel ball how's it helped you be the player you are today?
In travel ball, you see great competition everywhere you go. You get better competition, sometimes better competition than what you see in school ball. So that helps me with what goes on in school ball.
I've got a question. We'll let Edward read it off there to you.
So this question comes in through the comments. It says, "Question for Luke: Who is the best coach in the family, mom or dad?"
It's a tough one. Mom's great. They're both the same coach. They're the same coach. They're high strung, keep it at level 100 at all times.
You know that's a no win question for him. I
Yeah.
mean, regardless of which direction he goes, he's in trouble there. So, yeah, Luke, I would have took the same approach too. I like, they're both great. I love,
Yeah.
but tell us about maybe your future goals and stuff at this point.
I definitely want to go to college to play ball and get a good education. Stay in school. Uh, yeah, I've had great teachers along the way too. Great teachers at Clay County. They were more like a family than teachers to me. Two of them were science teachers, Miss Hester and Miss Rader. They're awesome. They're my girls. My gym teacher as well. He stayed in my corner the whole way last year. He's a big reason as to why I had such a good season. And my mom too. She's been a teacher my whole life for me, in school and out of school. So I thank them for everything that's happened to me.
So you talked a little bit about travel ball. So in your travel ball, do you just play inside of Kentucky, or do you travel outside of it?
I play for a team in Tennessee, and we stay in Knoxville in Georgia.
So you seem like you got quite a bit of traveling going from Knoxville to Georgia, and so you get to see all different styles of pitching and hitting when you're playing
Yeah,
with them.
a bunch. It's baseball's a crazy game. It's unpredictable.
So playing against that caliber of athletes, jumping into like the Georgias, the Knoxvilles, and stuff like that, getting to see the difference. How does that help you when you come back to playing on the high school level, playing high school ball?
Seeing stuff in Georgia when I was a kid. I grew up in Georgia. Ever since 10U, I've been in Georgia playing baseball, and it's always been good competition. There was this monster I played against, 12U. He's his name is Cole Crawford. He's really good. He's really good. Guys like that prepare me for high school ball because it just going out there and seeing the same stuff that I'll see in high school ball here. It's good. It helps out a lot because it's like playing varsity high school baseball in a freshman level of baseball in a different stage.
Uh, Luke, we just got another comment. It said the answer better be mom. So uh, uh, I didn't know if you wanted to save yourself now or just run after the interview.
I'll probably just have to run out of the interview. They're both great coaches.
All right, I'll try. I tried to help, but I'm having a rough time here. My phone just absolutely died on me for some odd reason. I literally just like swallowed two whole cough drops at one time, about choked down to death over here on this interview. So I'm hanging in there, but uh, uh Luke, I believe you're a freshman, right? I believe you got two seniors on your team.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about Ty Clark and Sam Buchanan and what they've did to help you along and help your transition.
Ty and Sam, they're great leaders. They're two captains for our team, and they keep everybody sticking to the job and doing what we're supposed to do. And they also help us a lot on the field too. They don't just tell us what to do; they show us what to do, and they're just big helps to the team. We all love them.
I've asked several other players during the start of the baseball and softball year about we've had a lot of weather, and of course you had a cancellation Saturday. Um, with all the rain and the weather that we've had, have you just been able to get a lot of practices in, or you maybe behind normal on your practices at this point in time?
No, we keep the field in shape. Of course, it takes a few days to get back on the field, but when we're off the field, we're indoors and everybody's just hitting. We're getting better at hitting.
Edward.
So, you know, there's this little graph that I typically like to make for the student athletes that we bring on our shows, and I kind of just like getting their thoughts on it. So when I pull this up, just kind of give me your little thoughts. Mark always goes crazy when I send them to him, but I'm not sure why. But it's just Mark for.
Edward's got a talent with this stuff, I believe.
That is sick. That looks awesome to me.
Well, I do appreciate that. And then after the show, those will be posted on our baseball pages and on more than likely both of our personal pages, so they will be shareable to download, keep, share, whatever you want to with them. So,
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
but that's the least I can do, especially since you all are the ones putting out in all the hard work. I can at least try to do a little something to try to return.
It's appreciated, man. It looks great.
I do appreciate it.
But it's hard not to notice what you've been doing so far in your young career, and that's the reason why we knew we needed to bring you on. And you still got a lot of high school left, but I can't let you leave without hitting you with this hard hitting stuff here. We get to the business here, but I show a bunch of people these, but what's your favorite one?
I'll have to go with the original. No chocolate dip, just the original.
At least he didn't pick caramel, so I mean we're good with that.
I was hoping you'd pick caramel, but Edward talked a little bit about the All A. Is that something that maybe you just get a little bit up more for, or is it just another game on the schedule for you?
To be honest with you guys, we're just trying to take it one game at a time. Give us our next opponent, and we're going to try and do our job out there.
Absolutely. Edward, do you have anything else for him, or?
Yeah, I got a couple questions I always have to ask each player or student athlete we get to talk to. So, I know the season's still young, but is there a certain game that you have highlighted that you're looking forward to actually getting to play in, or a
Not one in
certain
particular I
opponent?
can think of. The district is always fun. Waiting for district, seeing what we can do there. But other than that, I look forward to every game. Every game's an opportunity to me.
So, right now with the time that you've had to play, it can be travel ball or high school ball. What has been probably your funnest game or best game that you have played in so far?
It's a tough one. Both probably from last year. There's two games in particular: the district championship and a district seeding game against Jackson County.
And then going into who would probably be like either one of the hardest opponents or the best opponent that you have played against?
I would say Whitley County last year. They were a great team. They were well put together. Just a group of baseball players rather than players going to try to play baseball.
Well, looking at your schedule, you've still got quite a few opportunities, and I see a lot of good teams on here. So y'all ain't really shying away from playing anybody. And, that means a lot because as the season goes on, you're going to see all the different styles coming in.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's going to help you out in district and in region. But I just want to wish you the best of luck on the remaining part of your season, and hopefully y'all can bring home a district title.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You have a good one.
But
You
we
too.
do want to thank you for your time, like Edward said. Thank you for coming on. Hopefully, we could get down there at Barville really, really soon to be able to cover you. It's hard not to see what you're doing, and a pretty good early start with your team also. So, and again, I'm getting to like Coach a lot. I've been talking to him quite a bit. So, it seemed like a likable bunch. So hopefully we get down there really, really quick to be able to cover you and get some interviews and maybe have some laughs with you also. So, Luke, thank you for coming on,
Thank
and
you guys for having me.
cannot wait to see what your future holds and what your team's future holds.
Can't wait. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you.
It's absolute just, you know, this guy's a freshman, Edward, freshman. And I'm still choking down. I absolutely swallowed two cough drops whole, and I think I've still got one about right here that will not go down. But he's a freshman. You're a little bit older than I am, Edward. Can you remember when you was a freshman?
Last time I checked, Mark, I'm pretty sure I was like 20 years younger than you, but
Well, do you actually
because you're,
remember when you was a freshman?
I don't even remember if I went to school when I was a freshman.
Well, that was probably true. But I know me as a freshman, I didn't have that kind of head on my shoulders. It almost, these guys, these student athletes that we talk to, I mean, that conversation is a conversation you'd have with a 30-year-old. It's well mature beyond his years and just all the right answers and could answer these questions way better than I could. On this spot, you ask me the same top questions, and I'll be, I wouldn't know what to, you know, uh, I just wouldn't know what to do. But, you know, it's, we had the fun with it. And, they put in all the work, they put in all the practice, they do all the work. We get to sit back, we get to go to these games, cover them, interview, and do these shows. But we're very blessed on what we get to what we're able to do. And before we go to our next guest, I want to post this up, and I'm sure we know who posted this. But good afternoon to my guys. Thank you for everything you do for the kids in their area. We appreciate you all down here in the Ville. Love you too. But when I hear that term Ville, okay, we do have Pineville, we do have Barville, and I got a little confused with that last week. But normally when I hear the term Ville, I think of Louisville. And then I'm like, ah. So I don't know. We need to ask Rob. Is he a Louisville fan? Hopefully he says he's big blue through and through. But we need to find out about that though. Edward, that would be your mission. But let's jump into our next guest, and I guess another one of Starboard shows, and we'll be posting something pretty soon about her. And the story is off the rocks. You read the story, didn't you, Edward?
I did.
Yeah, and hopefully we get that published pretty soon. But cannot say enough about Monica Whitehead from Redbird. Let's bring her on. Another freshman at that. How's it going, Monica?
It's going good. How about you?
Going good. We're pondering here, and I'm not going to say you're young. I don't want you to get mad at me or anything like that. But you're a little bit younger than me, a little bit younger. But you're a freshman, and but just all of you seem so much more mature than I was at young this age.
Yeah, well, I've grown up like with siblings, so I've have to been more mature.
Well, I had a older sister that whooped up on me all the time. I'd say hi, Barb, and she'd hit me in the back of the head. And then I had Edward that was about yay big over here, and I sort of used him. I'd put him in the little stroller and walk him around the little apartment complex, and it helped me out a little bit. But that's a story for another day. But everybody liked little Edward. Edward was about that small back then. But uh, I could just um, we know the story about the softball team, but tell us a little bit about your story about you out there at the boys.
Oh, well, I just really like didn't want to stop playing softball and like stop working at it, so I just was like, since we didn't have a softball team, so I just joined the boys team and getting a lot of conditioning and practicing in and getting ready for travel ball season.
Um, I I know that there's a lot of differences in between the well, maybe not a lot of differences. I know it's still got to deal with hit, pitch, and fielding, but just from your aspect of it, because you play definitely both sides of it, softball and baseball. Just what is your differences in it?
Well, there's a lot of differences like um the field, it's not grass, it's just the outfield, and you get leads in baseball. There's just a lot of differences to me.
So, I mean, honest, are they any nerds out there when you're out there at the guys, or is it just you doing your thing?
I try not to pay attention to them, so I just do my thing, get the job done.
So it sounds like are you hinting that maybe there's a little? You say when you say I don't pay attention to, are you hinting that maybe there's a little bit of trash talking back and forth? I mean, are you the type that if you do something well, you're like
Well, some
I would Edward if I beat Edward at something, I would talk it down to him.
well, they all try to just be mean to me because I'm a girl, but I don't care.
You're just there to play the game,
Yeah.
but that's what we like to hear of. Um, I think tomorrow night. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yins or traveling to Williamsburg. Is that still on?
Yes, that is. We are going there.
Well, I saw that on that schedule. See, I actually I work for Whitley County. Got we all have to do this thing called a job.
Yeah.
Ever won't pay my bills, so I have to go out and work. But I'm gonna try my best if I can get off that thing called that yellow school bus in time. I'm gonna try my best to get there because I've absolutely got to see you firsthand and just cover your team and that's not too far of a distance for me to travel. I can almost throw a rock and hit Briar Creek Park over there, but my problem is hopefully I get off the school bus in time to be able to get over there. But I'm hoping to be able to get over there and cover Yuns and Williamsburg tomorrow. But Edward, got anything for?
Yeah, I heard you talking about, you know, travel ball. So, and you said this is baseball is basically conditioning. So, how's this going to help you when it does come time for your travel ball season?
Well, I'm getting a lot of fielding time and hitting time, even though it's with baseballs. I am still working on my form and everything, and the bases are farther apart, so I am running more and doing foul poles a lot. So it's getting me good conditioning and for softball.
And then I gotta ask you because back in my time, we really didn't have the travel balls, the AAUs, and stuff like that. But the team that you play for, do you just stay like kind of local, or do you go like out of state and everything, or how does it work with that?
Well, usually we do go to Knoxville or in Tennessee. That's usually where we go. I don't even think we played a lot of games in Kentucky. Last travel ball season, I think it was just like two or three. And but usually we're in Tennessee or we go a little bit farther than that.
So with your travel ball team, do you play with like a lot of like 13th region teammates, or do you have like is it just like a broad horizon of players that you get to play with?
No, it is a lot of 13 region people. Yeah. So
And I gotta ask you, playing in that, how's that going to help you on the high school level, playing high school, softball and baseball, going against that different styles of pitching, hitting, and stuff like that in your travel ball? How's that going to help you, later on in your high school career?
where I see it for me is it's I try to well I just think of it as practice and like you go out there and you do your best and the next game you go to then you figure out if you've messed up the last game you fix what you messed up on. So and it just helps me a lot. I've improved a lot since I first started. So
Mark?
Well, it was funny, just a coincidence. Ever can I say our one and only photographer? We're like the broke man's club as far as trying to do all this stuff. But our one and only photographer, God bless her, we work her to death. But she like texted me and said, Mark, there's a girl pitching for Redbird. I'm like, are you at a softball game? No, I'm at a baseball game. I said, what? I'm like, yeah, we got to bring her on. Dude. This is a story here. But I think we found out later on you played like second base, outfield. What exactly have you been doing with the baseball team?
well, um, our baseball team is really young and haven't
Yeah.
really played that much. So and I've played. I know I've only started playing since seventh grade, but some this is their first year, so I'm out there quite a bit, and I play anywhere, wherever they put me, I play. So
So are they if I believe your passion's pitching, but are there any certain position you like more than the other than pitching?
Well, I do really love center field. Playing in the outfield, diving for balls, trying to catch them, backing up. I love running. I know that's weird to a lot of people, but I do. So,
So playing center field, you must be pretty fast. Or so they ever any um I'm not gonna read that comment. That's true, folks. But um, playing center field, you must be pretty fast. Are there any competition every now and then where you might want to race the boys just to show you might be a little bit more faster than them?
well, I know I'm faster than them, so I don't even worry about it.
That's what we like. You bring it to the top there. Uh, you were number 43. If you want to, could you tell the audience maybe a reason why you might wear the number 43?
Well, the number 43 has been a legacy of mine, and my papa wore that number, and baseball and basketball, and both of my uncles wore that number too.
Yeah, that's really good to hear that you're honoring them, and I believe didn't your mom go there too?
Yes, she did. Yep, she graduated from Redbird.
So
Like,
I go ahead.
oh, it's okay.
Uh, but so between what me and Mark was talking about before the show, I also heard you play several other sports also.
Yes, I do. I play a lot of sports because my Redbird is really small, so like we barely have enough people to play on the team, so I play in all of them, and I really do enjoy them all.
So I got to ask you, transitioning from one sport to the next without like any of those breaks in between, how hard is it to go from one sport to the next and get like right back into the swing of things for the next sport?
Well, usually during the beginning of the school year, I'll have like 3 practices in a row. So I'll go to cross country and then volleyball and then cheer practice. So I'm really used to it by now because I've been doing it since I was young.
So you do cross country, basketball, cheerleading, softball, volleyball. So is there any sport you don't play?
Well, not really, I guess.
Listen, you done had me when you said cross country because if I have to run anywhere, they better have an oxygen tank with me because I ain't running too far.
Yeah.
But you know, well, that comment right there says that John North tells me she's a pretty good pitcher. So my question is, do you think Mark could hit one of your pitches?
No. I'm kidding.
See, she's being brutally honest. She's telling you no. See, I've said that to
Yeah,
you all season.
I mean, and she, and she backs it up. I mean, she's playing with guys. That's enough said right there. I mean, she backs the game up.
Well, that comment right there probably just says it best.
But I like the next comment though, and this is something we need to know.
It said the next comment says, "Do you play football also?"
Oh, no, but I really do wish I could. I would if I was allowed to. Trust
So
me.
so you would like to lay off some aggression on the field and just knock some people down.
Yes. That, I,
After this show, you're gonna have about 3 or 4 football coaches now calling you. Hey, come visit our school here.
oh, I bet that'd be nice.
And John North watching and said she's a beast. And John North knows his stuff. Do you know who John North is?
Yes.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. So if he's saying you're a beast, then he that's a pretty good compliment right there. And uh, Going back to football here, if you was playing football, what position would you want to play?
Man, I would like to play any of them, to be honest. Even if I could just play football, that'd be nice.
So you like to play on the defense, or you just lower the boom on some people if you had to,
I mean, you know,
or
I
or would
just
you,
knock
or
them
would
off.
you want to be the quarterback type throwing the touchdown?
Oh, yeah, I'd be getting all the touchdowns.
Monica, we got to ask you this. We can't let you leave without this. I know you recognize these candy bars, right?
Yes,
So which is your favorite type?
caramel.
Oh God.
I knew we brought on the right guest tonight. Thank you, Monica.
You
Caramel. But can
Now,
you
see, he ain't even gonna be able to get out the door now. You done swelled his head up so big, he ain't gonna be able to fit out his door.
can you answer me one thing? See how thin they are? They used to be like that. I mean, what's happened to them? Or do you remember them when they was like that?
I don't even know what's happened to him.
Yeah, they used to be like that, and they used to have like all these little coupons in them, and I don't know what the world. Ah, ha, ha. That's right. I like that comment.
Yeah, Mark finally gets somebody to take his side once, and how many years has that been now?
I'll pay you what I owe you after the show, but thank you there. Hey, Monica said it's all about the money. All about the money. Hey, I do got one thing I needed to ask you. See, I gotta pull this up, make sure I'm saying this right. Okay. Okay, you went down to the University of Tennessee, if I'm correct, and something happened down there. Could you inform us on that?
Well, yes, I did, and we was warming up, pitchers pitching to each other, and I got a 70-mile-an-hour pitch go right in the forehead.
Wow. So what happened when that happened? No, did you like seeing stars, or did you just get back up there or something?
Well, I had to take a break for a minute. I couldn't see nothing. There was seams on my forehead. Had a big old pump knot.
Do you think Edward could take a shot like that?
I'll answer that no. There's no way.
But there's something else I got to bring up to the audience too that ain't familiar for you, and I'd like for you to chime in on this before I ask you this one question. Tell us a little bit about Redbird, about people that ain't as familiar about your school.
Well, Redbird's a really small school, and there's not much people that go there, and um, it's just I love Redbird, but
How many students are in that school?
from kindergarten to 12th grade is like 130.
I know the you just wasn't able to dress enough females to field the softball team. Is it just because there ain't enough females in there of the right age, or or are they just playing other sports, or was there any reasons why on that, or just a coincidence?
Well, we had 6 players that really wanted to play, and there was right age of girls, but unfortunately, they just did not want to play softball. So, and we tried everyone in the school to play, but nobody really wanted to. Sad.
Yeah, that is sad. You just man, that just no, that is heartbreaking. And I'm a crier. I gotta get off that subject there because that tears me up. That like young females like you, a few more want to play, but you just don't have enough to put a team on the field, and that is sad. Gotta ask you one other thing, and something else I just found out about also. Your first year, what did you do to try to learn how to pitch? What was you doing?
I was looking up videos on YouTube and just teaching myself how to pitch.
That's it. YouTube helped me fix a car there the other day, so we can learn anything on YouTube.
Yes, we can.
Um, Edward, I'm overwhelmed with this right now. I'm getting a little, and I'm a crier. I want to get emotional here.
Well, listen, this is how emotional the guy is. You take him to Taco Bell and his bag gets empty of tacos, he's gonna shed some tears. I mean, that's how emotional he is.
You gotta
I'm
buy
But
tacos.
but I do have a graph that I like making for the student athletes that we bring on the show, that I kind of like getting their thoughts on it, because Mark likes them, but I can't always go off what Mark says. Most time he's half blind anyhow. So,
I
but I
do
want to
like
get your thoughts.
I do like these graphics he puts together.
Oh, that is sick. I love that. Yes.
Well,
That is
I'm glad you like
I love it.
it. And now, after the show is over with, then we'll be posted on our fast pitch pages, and it'll be on our personal pages, which will allow them to be shareable, savable. So they will be technically yours right after the show is over with. So,
That is awesome. You're
And,
really talented. That's awesome, man.
well,
and
I
feel
appreciate it.
And feel free to invite as many family and friends to our pages as you want to, where they can turn around and be able to watch this interview or be able to get on there and get the graphics off themselves. And you definitely deserve the attention that you definitely deserve this attention, and especially the work that you put in.
Thank you.
And I got one more final question, and this goes back to all the sports you play. How do you not get so exhausted, especially after school's over with? I'm sure there's some other sport that you're running with after school's out with. How do you just stay not so overwhelmed and exhausted?
Well, I am really tired most of the time, and I get home, and usually I stay up really late doing homework because can't get them grades bad. You know what I'm saying? But then I go to sleep, and that's all I do: sports, homework, and sleep.
I still don't know how you do it. Going from one sport to the other, I think I'd have done already fell over by now. But Mark,
Um, there's no doubt in my mind with the drive that you have, you will reach your ultimate goals, and there's not a doubt in my mind on that. Uh, yeah, see, I'm in shape. Me and Monica, we could probably go out and jog for miles and not miss a beat. Now, you would wear down, Edward.
you ain't jogging nowhere unless it's to like Taco Bell or something. But in case you didn't know, the comment says it's because I'm old, you're in shape, and I bet you could run all day.
Well,
But
I mean, you have to be able to run all day doing cross country. I mean,
yeah.
we've also put something else special up for you too. You'll be able to tag and share once the show's over. You'll be able to read it and stuff. But uh, again, I know with your heart and drive, you're going to reach your ultimate goal. I could see that in you. Um, but just say it ain't no softball or cross country. I know you like cross country a little bit too, but what's your plan B?
My plan B is to go to the Air Force and then go to college. If I can't play softball or cross country in college after high school.
Okay. I would definitely love her defending my freedoms because she'd be the type that she wouldn't shy away from shooting down a plane if she had to, or taking somebody out for her country. I mean that's a type you want there. But Edward, do you have anything else for her before we let her go?
So I mean, hearing everything, hearing all the sports she does, I'm already exhausted. And they ain't even got it moved yet. But I do want to wish, I do want to wish you best of luck on the remaining part of your season. And actually, by the time we was talking, I was actually scrolling through most of your games to see how many of these games that after I got off work I could actually make it out to.
Yeah.
I think there's a few. There's a few of them, and there might even be one in the works. I might actually be able to reach out to Redbird and us live stream also. So I'm actually looking forward to getting out there.
We'd be happy to have you.
But again, best of luck on the remaining part of your season. And I was glad that you could come on and listen to Mark ramble on about the world's finest chocolates.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, you just started two fans right here, so you keep in touch with us, and you let us know what's going on with you and stuff like that every now and then. Just keep in touch with us. Tell us about a home run you hit or something. But you just got a future and a half ahead of you, and you got the right head on your shoulders. Just keep on keeping on, and the sky's the limit for you. And this has been one of the most, and I'm not saying this, Edward, this has been one of the most enjoyable interviews I've had in a long time. And I'm not just saying that. It's I won't get emotional if I don't cut this off. But thank you for coming on, and wish you the very best, and wish your team the very best. Baseball or softball, it doesn't matter, boys or girls. Wish them both the very best, because you're going to dominate on either side. It doesn't matter, but wish you and your team the very best.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a really good interview, Edward.
It was. It was. I mean,
And we've got to get down there. So I know you're going to make it happen. So once you get the arrangements started, let me know.
I'll sure. I'll sure definitely be doing it because I mean, with athletes like that, I mean, it leaves you speechless. I mean, you can see the drive and the determination that she has, and that right there makes me happy to be able to say that I cover the this region.
Yeah, Redbird don't have enough to cover, to field a softball team. So she says, "Oh well, I'm gonna go play baseball." It ain't that she just practicing with these guys; she's with them, and this is she's making her mark with the guys, and it's unbelievable. That's a story for the ages right there, and that's what we're in business for. And stuff like that really hits you hard. But a big shout out to Bryant Family Medicine for sponsoring this and giving us the opportunity. And I'm getting emotional here, Edward. So I need to change gears. And but a big shout out to both our guests. One of the better shows we've did in a long time with Luke and Monica both, and sky's the limit. Both them young student athletes, and love both the interviews tonight.
I agree. I mean, when you see student athletes like that right there that puts in the work, the determination, not wanting to stop. I mean, that right there is what it's all about.
Absolutely, and we have to stay right over top of that for the rest of her high school career to see where what she does next level. But let's go into and I'll get dried up here in a minute. We'll get back in gear here, but let's go to our Ryan Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 10 13th Region Baseball Rankings, and this ranking was hard to put together. This I think this is it. Oh yeah, I did pretty good right there. It was hard to put together because again we're young in the season, and you're trying to go about a little bit head to head. You're trying to go a little bit. You'll get more of a handle on this top 10 3 to 4 weeks from now, especially when the RPIs start kicking in, and it'd be a little bit more easier putting this together. But it's hard to knock Whitley County off that number one line until somebody beats them in the region.
I mean, I agree. Until they get beat, it's hard to kind of knock them off that the one seed. But you can't say Clay County. They're right there. I mean, who's much harder than Clay County right now? Perfect season, and they're absolutely dominating everybody that they're playing. And then Corbin, that they're playing extremely well. And look at the competition they're playing. Because people might say that they've got a couple losses on the season, but look at the level of competition they are playing.
Absolutely, and we know how good Clay County is. We knew how good they was last year, returning all them. And look at Corbin, what they've did in this young season, and you interviewed Cade, and that's a team on a mission, and it's not only them first three. You got South Harlan County. Harlan County, don't overlook them. Knox Central, Harlan, North Laurel. I agree with that. Knox Central will move up really, really soon. They've got a solid unit, absolutely. But again, it's young in the season. These rankings will change every week.
Yep, they can change every week. And that comment, I agree with it 100%. I've got to see a little bit of Knox Central. We had one of the young men on there, and they're a well-rounded team, so they could easily move up to that 4 or 5 spot very quickly.
Yeah. So that being said, let's go to our Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media Top 10 13th region softball rankings, and this was just as hard as the baseball. We got South Florida at 1, Corbin at 2, Clay County at 3, North Florida at 4, Lincap at 5, Whitley County at 6, Pineville at 7, Jackson County 8, Millsboro at 9. I take Harlan at 10.
I've got to cover a few of these teams firsthand, and I've got to see Lean Camp. I got to see them Saturday, and what more can you say about that team? I mean, they're red hot. They played a super talented and very good Hart County team there Saturday to pull out the win, and they've got Allison Messer up there, knocking it out of the park. They got Georgia Carnes that's up there striking you out at every plate. I mean, that they got that. What would be the word I'd be looking for? Like a two-headed dragon, two-headed snake, or something up
Yeah.
there at Lane Camp. And then Pineville, they're a very, very young team. I got to watch them firsthand against Middlesboro also, and Rachel Howard up there, she's going to duel with anybody. Any team that goes against Pineville is going to have the most difficult of times trying to be able to get any type of hits off any of her pitches. And once Pineville gets that young nucleus of athletes they got, getting their confidence built up to connect on that bat, watch out. That team's going to move up the rankings. They're going to compete for district. They'll be able to compete in regions. And again, Robbie D's got that team moving in the right direction.
Pitching, 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 pitching. When you look at every one of these teams, great pitching. Williams, Foley, Abbey there at Clay County. Of course, what Norris got. Link up the two-headed monster, Georgia Carnes and Messer. Pineville with Rachel Howard. Jackson County with Candace Williams. Middlesboro's got a great pitcher. Man, there's pitching all over this region, and just absolutely. I will. It's hard for me not to say. I think North Laurel can climb and will climb, but now it's hard not to look at what Clay County did so far. They beat a really really good Lynn Camp team. They beat Pobble in just one of the best pitching duels I think ever was. Was it 1-0?
It was a one to nothing, and you could that was a straight up you know pitchers duel at its best.
Yes, and we know what Rachel Howard brings to the table. There ain't many people hitting on her, right? And Pavel's all one. I'm not saying one man, one woman show. They've got a really solid nucleus. They've got a great coaching staff down there. They've got all the love in the world.
They got one of the best. They got one of the best catchers in the
Ab-
region, if not the state.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you like I like these all A teams. I like the Lynn Counties, the Jackson counties, the Pineville's. I like these all A schools. They're really good, folks. And they still gonna have to deal with the heavyweights, the South Laurels, the Corbins, the Norths. Of course, they're gonna have to deal with it. But for all A, our teams are really, really good in this area. And that all A tournament this year is going to be really good with Pineville, Lynn Camp, Jackson County, and all the other A schools. There, it's going to be really, really interesting this year. And you can't overlook what Harlan has been doing. Lisby down there is one of the best players in the region, and there's another one that she deserves her time, her moment, her shining moment, and hopefully we get her on really, really soon. And just but again, these rankings are hard right now. It's early in the season.
It is, and if I'm not mistaken, it'll be tomorrow night. But there's Pineville actually. I think they travel to Williamsburg, and that might be a game that if you get a chance, it's at 6 o'clock. If you get a chance, you might want to get out there and give that one a little coverage right there, Mark.
Well, I should what be right there, right in between of them, because I think the baseball game is happening too. Between Redbird and Williamsburg, so I might be able to see both sides of it. So hopefully I can get off the yellow school bus in time to actually go down there because I, all of a sudden I became a Redbirds fan, especially after that interview. I'm not gonna lie to you, and hopefully we can get down there really, really soon and give them some love down there. And I know you're going to make that happen, or you wouldn't have said it. But but again, the top 10 mean nothing. It all matters who's standing at the end, and that just gives people no stuff to talk about. And a big thank you to all our viewers. The viewers been great tonight. Been one of the best shows we put together so far. The views been great, and cannot say enough about all our viewers. And thank you for all the comments, and thank you for all the love. But Edward, Ryan ain't here tonight. Unfortunately, he had a death in his family, and prayers goes out to him and his family, and I'm sure he'll get back to full force. He'll be back to Ryan, beating everybody on the pickums, and but family always comes first. And but he works really, really hard for us. Valerie works really, really hard for us, and she's everywhere for us. And we gotta give credit to Valerie. She's sort of the one that gave us a little inside information about Monica and stuff like that. So it was her hustle that sort of got this story out there, and a story that needed to be out on her. And so big shout out to Valerie, and big shout out to John North, Shane Shackelford for all the inside help that they give us, and all the really, really good advice that they've given to us. And again, big shout out to all the love that we've got from all the local schools too. And we're undermanned, we're underfunded, but we're trying to do it the right way, and we'll keep chugging on. And as long as yes, we got breath and health in our bodies, and keep doing our very best. But that's about all we can do. But that being said, Edward, tell us a little bit about your show Wednesday, and give us your final thoughts, and we'll go ahead and shut the show down.
Well, Wednesday's show, I've got a quite a few special guests coming on, and one of them I kind of just spoke about that she might be, you know, she can be considered one of the best, catchers in the region and possibly in the state. I don't want to leak out no names. How I am. I like to make my post, my graphic before I do any name leaking. But I do plan on Monday. Trying to get all that put out for all the guests that's coming on, and but I'm really excited about this week's show. And
Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, and I'm gonna leave you with this: the last name of this person, I'm not gonna probably be able to pronounce right, but I'm gonna give it a shot. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. Tommy Lassiter, I believe.
And I like that. But before I give her, I will give a big shout out to Allison Messer with the ball and stuff like that, and I will cherish it to my end days. And anything like that that means a lot to these student athletes means a lot to me. And cannot say enough about that. I'm getting emotional again. I need to get on with this. But I want to leave you all with this. If you believe you can, and you're halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt. From all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless, and thank you to all the viewers.